Hey there, everyone. My name is Ryan Schul. Welcome to my channel. This is all about data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and things related to this. So today in this project, I want to take a look at strategy. I've got about 7 videos that I created, all based on strategy, and I want to discuss and talk about different strategies to help your business to grow and help you to develop a more robust, fortified, stronger type of business, right? And there's all kinds of different strategies that you can engage in, and there's all kinds of different metrics and quantifications. We can quantify things different ways. I'm going to show you how to do that. I have about 7 videos that talk all about strategy in a series, okay? So we can simulate and analyze product category trends over time, market shares, and shifting market shares over time, competitive positioning, strategic recommendations based on patterns and trends of different patterns. And we don't actually have to analyze the data in multiple different ways, but we can make generic but realistic synthetic market data. That's what we're going to create today. Okay, we're going to look at time series, which is any pattern that changes over time. It could be stock prices changing over time. It could be weather patterns. It can be retail sales. That's what we're going to look at here. And product categories, we're going to take a look at competitor market shares and trends and signals, including growth, declines, and increasing or stable revenues over time. Okay, so I'm going to create a data frame right here. We are going to start at this date right here. We're going to go for 24 periods, and this is going to be ME month ending. This is a frequency month ending. We're going to look at categories such as electronics, fashion, home goods, and health and toys, and then alpha, beta, gamma, and new companies. These are just different funny little names I came up with to create similar companies so we can do this type of analysis, right? Like I didn't find the data online that I want to find to do this type of analysis, so I just created it myself. So if I go to Control Enter, we can see what the data frame looks like. So we have month category. This is the time series right here. Anything that has a time period or time increment changing over time. This is a time series analysis. We have category, competitor, market share, and demand, right? We have category and demand here, and you can see the same in this view right here. So if I hit Control Enter, we can see right here we are grouping by, this is a data frame market. So DF underscore market, this is the name of the data frame. We're grouping by month and by category and analyzing demand in terms of sum, or the total quantification or total sum aggregation of demand over time. And we can see what has changed. I like these plotly graphs a lot. You can click on this and interact with the chart and remove different plots or add them back in. So it's very dynamic, very interactive. And I like how you can put the mouse over it and the bubble pops up. So I use these plotly charts pretty much all the time. I go to these as my default for pretty much all my videos. So strategic insight generation. This is the latest data frame by month. We're taking the maximum of the data frame market over here. So if you do Control F, you can see this data frame market, and data frame market comes up over here, right? And it comes up right here. This is the name of the data frame. And I'm going to share all this code with you guys, by the way. I'm going to share the code when I post the video later today. So we're taking the max of this data frame, or the max of the month based on this data frame, and then grouping by category and competitor, and then summing the total demand, right? So the demand comes from over here, right? And we're summing that based on category and competitor. So we have category and competitor over here. We're taking the max. That's how we get this view right here. Control Enter to refresh. Then I can do a plot right here and see what are the top competitors by category, right? So we have gamma, alpha, beta. And again, these are just fictitious names I just made up. I'm not using actual data. I looked online for a little bit, but then I got a little bit lazy. I couldn't find what I was looking for, so I just created it. So you can imagine this could be Microsoft, this could be Amazon, this could be whatever. This could be Google, this could be Yahoo. So these are just different competitors in operating in the same space right here. But I have beta, alpha, and gamma as my companies. So now I can look at the total demand by competitor. All right, these are all the categories right here. Again, grouping by competitor, and summing up demand, right? So the data frame is called DF market. I'm grouping by competitor and summing demand. If you know SQL, this is very similar to SQL, right? ANSI SQL is the standard SQL. So you can do basic and even somewhat sophisticated aggregations using SQL and very sophisticated aggregations using Python. So we're looking at the total demand by competitor right here. These are the plots right here. Again, I like these plotly charts a lot because you can put the mouse over. You can actually zoom in and zoom out. This is not super helpful, but if you had a lot of data points like this over here, it would probably be more helpful to do that zoom in and that zoom out. So I like the interactivity that you get with these things. So let me create one heat map here just to understand the demand by category and by competitor, right? So we have all of these numbers over here: toys, home goods, health, fashion, and electronics in the index on the left-hand side. And we see on the headers over here, we can see the company name, so Alpha, Beta, Gamma, U company, right? And you can see what the details are for the demand and for the category by the competitor, right? So what do we get from this whole strategy, right? So we know three main things. So we can enter categories with raising demand or rising demand, whatever, by market with no dominant player. So that's one takeaway here. Enter categories with rising demand and no dominant player because there's not too much competition, right? It's almost a monopoly. If your company goes in there, that's your strategy, and you want to dominate that market. If there's not a lot of people playing there or not a lot of competition, then go for it, right? That's where you need to be. Increase marketing in categories where your market share is dropping. So you have to boost your marketing. You have to level up your marketing, get that marketing up in places where you want to be, but you're not producing the sales that you need to, right? Like, number three, partner or price matching categories with shrinking demand across all players. So that's your third strategy. Get into places where there's no dominant player already. Increase marketing. If you have weak marketing, level up. Okay. And number three, partner or price match in categories with shrinking demand across all players, right? So if everybody's losing, you can adjust your prices and have a competitive advantage, right? That could be your third strategy in this realm, in this region, in this area, right? So there's three takeaways here. Categories with rising demand but no dominant player, that's where you need to be. Increase marketing if your sales are shrinking, right? And your market share is dropping, or partner or price match in categories with shrinking demand across all players. That's it. These are the three strategies that I came up with based on this analysis. I'm going to share this code with you guys, and I'm going to post a video later today. Hopefully this was informative and somewhat enlightening and maybe even entertaining. I don't know how entertaining my videos get. I'm still kind of like a little bit unsure about that, but I try to make it at least enlightening and at least informative. Entertaining would be nice too, but am I really there? Maybe not. I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up, and I will share this video with you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.